Hey, yo, mic check, mic check, mic check. What up, man? Fair use, fair use, fair use. YouTube. All right, guys. This is going to be a recording for tonight. I want you to take a look at this here while I light up. Watch this shit here.
Down, you're wrong, what you doing? You're down, you play.
Man, don't touch that man. Call 911. Call 911. How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair? You're not hurt. The children were fine. I saw what happened. I was standing there.
Guys, stop. Stop.
Are you okay? No, you're definitely...
Nah, you fine.
How dare you? Yeah, this man, his dog did not bother you. Your children are fine. He's in a wheelchair. You don't tell the man what to do. The dogs are muzzled. The dogs are not. Look at these dogs. They're asleep on their feet. You just violated human rights.
He's an asshole. Down, you're wrong, what you doing? You're down, you play.
Man, don't touch that man. Call 911. Call 911. How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair? You're not hurt. The children were fine. I saw what happened. I was standing there.
Guys, stop. Stop.
Are you okay? No, you're definitely...
Nah, you fine.
So, apparently, out there in Brooklyn, my old stomping grounds and shit, Jewish dude got upset at a black man in a wheelchair. He has 1 or 2 German Shepherds off the leash, right? But they had a muzzle on. So I get it, you know. I don't like people walking their dogs without a leash. I used to always have my dogs on a leash if there was people around. Why? Because some people are terrified of dogs. They're very scared of dogs, right? But this guy, told he was gonna break his face. He was gonna do this. He was gonna do that. You know, in Crown Heights, the black and Jewish community, there was always friction there. There was always friction. And one day, it was summertime, August 1991. They were having some kind of thing. The Jews were having some kind of thing, and some guy, Jewish guy, in a station wagon was trying to keep up with a float or something. He was trying to keep up with the parade or whatever the fuck it was. And he fucking ran over 2 kids. He ran over 2 kids, man. And that shit set Crown Heights off. I'm gonna show you a little bit of this shit here. That shit set Crown Heights off, my man. They weren't fucking around, B.
It was 3 days of chaos, violence, and death in Brooklyn 30 years ago. During the Crown Heights riots in August of 1991, former Police Commissioner Ray Kelly was first deputy commissioner at the time.
Riots broke out, the neighborhood was in turmoil, and our response, the police response, was slow.
The NYPD was blamed for not putting an end to the violence and rioting. It all started when 7-year-old Gavin Cato, who was black, was killed when a station wagon jumped the curb, hitting him and seriously injuring his cousin. It was driven by a Jewish man who was a part of a Hasidic motorcade. Some said a Jewish ambulance crew helped the driver, but not the little boy. That also angered African Americans and Caribbeans living in the community.
We were able to bring in more resources in the 3rd day and quell the disturbance. But it was a very nasty time.
Tensions were already high between the black and Jewish communities in Crown Heights. The black
Service.
I want you to look and see this fucking NYPD car turned on the NYPD car turned on his fucking on his head, man. Alright. Back in the 90s, listen, I know it was rough everywhere. It was rough everywhere. Right? Everybody had their fucking hell back in the 90s. And Brooklyn was no exception to that rule. They tore that little strip up, B. Rightfully so. And the way that guy, he appears he might be in his 30s, so he was a kid back then, right? He grew up. He must have forgot how Brooklyn get down. Now, I know Brooklyn is pretty fucking gentrified. It's pretty gentrified now. You know, you got fucking yogurt shops and niggas just eating avocado toast sandwiches and all kind of shit out there. But there's few blocks that are not gentrified. There's some areas that are not and never will be. And they don't want to upset those areas, bro. Right? You might have these nice little delis on certain blocks, man. Listen to me. I lived over there for a very long time, bro. And Crown Heights was always turned up. That's not a good place for me. That's not a good place for you to live, Bob. Crown Heights. And the thing is, man, people, you'll actually love the area. Like certain parts on Kingston Avenue, you know, Park Place, New York's, never St. John's. I don't give a fuck what they say. St. John's is no. Damn. Oh. Trying to refill this fucking lighter. It's always been a problem refilling this lighter. I gotta get rid of it because it's such a problem to refill it, bro. But yeah. Certain parts there, Crown Heights, man, you don't want to fucking go to. So, you know, I think they forgot this shit. I think Brooklyn needs to give them a little reminder how the fuck they get down, man.
It was a very nasty time.
Tensions were already high between the black and Jewish communities in Crown Heights. During the violence, an innocent man, Yanko Rosenbaum, was stabbed to death by 16-year-old Limerick Nelson. The teen did federal time for violating the civil rights of Rosenbaum. 2 years after the riots, a 600-page state report blasted then-Mayor David Dinkins and Police Commissioner Lee Brown, both who were African-American, for not protecting life and property and restoring peace. Kelly and other high-ranking officers were also criticized. Kelly says he and his bosses were not to blame for days of chaos.
First, let me say that report was a political document. Neither Mayor Dinkins or Police Commissioner Brown were at fault in that situation.
Kelly says the local police commanders in Crown Heights at the time were at fault for not moving in quickly to make arrests. After the riots, the NYPD started a new unit.
Disorder control unit put in place because we needed to change how we deployed for major disturbances.
Criticizing the current city administration, the former police commissioner says he believes disorder control unit tactics should have been used during last year's Black Lives Matter protest when violence broke out.
I think there was a lack of training for disorder in the Blasio administration.
Kelly admits whether it was 30 years ago or now, the NYPD should always be ready to adequately respond to civil unrest and riots, but that's not always the case. Dean Memminger, New York 1.
Interesting. Let me see what this says.
Crown Heights, Brooklyn, August 1991. I remember the
Hey, you see all them niggas? Oh, man. Here come the niggas. Here come the niggas. Y'all better move, B. They not playing.
August 1991.
Oh, shit.
I remember the scene as African Americans and members of the Hasidic Lubavitcher community clashed. Rocks and bottles flying through the air. It seemed to many New Yorkers that this neighborhood was out of control. A 7-year-old boy from the Caribbean enclave was killed when struck by a car driven.
Yeah, so you saw that. We ain't gotta rewatch that. What I do want you to know though is, so you know, the guy went up there today. He pushed the dude out the chair. He told him he was gonna break his face. You know, all this tough guy shit, man. All this tough guy shit. It's a dude. You know, I don't know if he's homeless or not. You know, you feel me? But he out there with his 2 dogs in a wheelchair. He ain't doing the best, and that's what they was fucking with.
In a wheelchair is assaulted in Crown Heights. Tonight, that victim is speaking out, and News 12's Rob Flax has this exclusive story.
Yeah, shocking video showing the moment that Troy McLeod is attacked while simply taking his dogs for a walk.
Call 911! Call 911! How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair?
I was in panic and then I tried to get up, but lucky
Motherfucking dog.
someone was dead. Felt like a vengeful vibe to me because for the extent of the situation, there was no need for it.
Troy McLeod says he was taking his dogs for a walk on Lincoln Place when this man, identified as Levi Kabakov, appeared agitated and told McLeod to take his dogs away from the children. Something McLeod says he did, adding his dogs were muzzled and not aggressive.
My dogs did not do anything to his children.
Hold on, I like that picture right there. Right, you motherfucker, you gonna get it, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, yeah, bitch ass nigga. Hold on, give me a second, guys. It's here. Put that there.
There was no need for it.
Troy McLeod says he was taking his dogs for a walk on Lincoln Place when this man, identified as Levi Kabakov, appeared agitated and told McLeod to take his dogs away from the children. Something McLeod says he did, adding his dogs were muzzled and not aggressive.
My dogs did not do anything to his children, and even when he was violating me, my dogs still didn't involve themselves to hurt him.
Police say the suspect continued to act aggressively, throwing a wooden block at McLeod and striking him multiple times with a bench before pushing him out of his chair. Despite onlookers' attempts to stop him, he now faces 2 counts of second-degree assault. McLeod says the attack has left him with chronic pain in his hands, which he needs to get around.
When he hit me with a big piece of...
What this gentleman needs to do is diddy that nigga. Diddy him. Meaning civilly sue him. That's what I mean. You gotta sue that nigga. Nigga probably got a jewelry store or some kind of store or some shit. You got some bread. Sue that motherfucker. Yeah. Sue him. Either sue him or y'all gotta turn up, because once you let the motherfucker get away with it, once you let him get away with that shit, dog, come on. You already know. I remember I was driving down Nostrand one day. Driving down Nostrand, and there was this guy behind me, and like, the nigga just kept, what was he doing? He was just like on my bumper, bro. And if you ever driven down Nostrand, you know, it's a certain part where that shit is like, You can't be speeding down that shit. There's always some car. Like, this nigga was just on my fucking bumper, bro. And he kept doing it. And I just stopped in the middle of the street, bro. And I got out the motherfucking car. And I started walking towards his car. Because I wanted to ask him, why the fuck you on my damn bumper like that? But when he seen me get out the car, that nigga put that shit in reverse and backed the fuck up the block fast. And I'm like, yo, this nigga about to hit a car because he going too fast to be backing up a block like that. So, you know, they ain't really that fucking... I'm laughing because I got a homeboy. He was with his girl, and they was in the same area, Jewish area. And he said, he was like, yo, bro, I'm sitting at the light. You know what I'm saying? The light was red, and I see this dude on a corner with his family, this Jewish dude. He had mad kids and shit with him. So it's like, the light turned red, so I'm at the red light, but they taking forever to cross the fucking street. So he was like, yo, man, the light turned green, and these niggas still crossing the street. Then it's like he goes back to get one person, but then he just like stands in the street. So I blow my horn like yo, come on, man, what the fuck? So my homeboy said to the nigga, it's like, God, fuck you. So my homeboy gets out the car. His girl is like, nah, come on, man, leave this shit alone. He's like, nah, fuck that. He's like, yo, man, get the fuck out the street. You made me miss the light. She's like, I'll fuck you up. That's what the Jewish guy's telling my homeboy. He's like, I'll fuck you up. So my homeboy was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. What's up? So he said this Jewish dude took off, with him like weird ass off-brand jackets. This nigga took the jacket off. And some of them have like it's like you pull a drawstring, and they have like a little ball on the end and shit. He said the nigga took his jacket off. It was like, yo. Oh, shit, man. Oh, yo, that was the funniest fucking story I ever heard in my life. He said the nigga hit with the jacket. The jacket hit him. And the piece with the string of the ball with the kid. Yo. So then he's like, the Jewish dude, I guess his wife or some shit, came and was like, nah, come on. So his girl got out the car, so they both trying to break it up and shit. And he said the Jewish nigga gonna look at me. He's like, I fuck you up. See, I fuck you. And the shit is funny because shit like that happen to my homeboy all the time. It's always some weird, wild shit. You got a friend that just always the weirdest, wildest shit happen to them, and you be like, yo, only him. That's my dude. When he told me that story, he said this jacket hit him in the face. He was like, oh shit. Yeah, man, but fuck it, man. Listen. We men, we gotta get it out, B. We gotta get it out, man. It's nothing more exhilarating than punching a motherfucker in the face, bro. That's the next thing closest to busting a nut. Just getting into a fight and you safe and you won. Can't beat that, bro. Can't beat that. Oh, that shit feels exhilarating. But anyway, yeah. So that's, you know, that's what they did to this guy, man. They need to motherfucking remind these niggas, or he need to sue him civilly.
I had to block it twice. So that's why my hand was in pain.
He tells us he wants Kabakov to take responsibility and for people to know it is never okay to resort to violence.
We can talk about this too. So apparently, but before we talk about it, hold on. Let me make sure I finish with this before we go on to something else. Is that it? Yeah, he needs to sue that motherfucker. That motherfucker was real ballsy. And apparently 2 weeks ago, they're really feeling him. They really feeling themselves out there. They feeling themselves out there, man.
So on Thursday night, Itamar Ben-Gvir appeared.
They're feeling themselves out there, guys. Look at this shit here. This happened 2 weeks ago.
Synagogue in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where he was met by protesters. So on Thursday night, Itamar Ben-Gvir appeared at a synagogue in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where he was met by protesters as well as pro-Israel counter-protesters. As you may have heard, because it's become a national story by this point, two women were chased and assaulted that evening. Eric Adams has since come out and said that he wants to press charges, but the women have not come forward publicly. One of those women was just simply a neighborhood resident and a bystander. She's joining us today. She wants to continue to remain anonymous, and she's also provided us for the first time some video footage that she took from her perspective. You've probably seen a lot of the footage of the crowd kind of assaulting her and harassing her as she's separated from the rest of this protest. But you'll be able to see some of this shortly. But let's bring in our Crown Heights resident. Welcome to Counterpoints. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for your interest in the story.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, can you tell us like how you wound up Thursday evening at this protest? How did you know that there was a protest going on?
Sure, yeah. So, it was kind of later in the evening, around 10:30, and a helicopter had been hovering over my building for around 30 minutes. So I went outside to see what was going on, and I encountered the aftermath of a protest when I arrived at Kingston Avenue and Eastern Parkway, right where the Shabbat is.
Oh, shit.
And so what happened?
Yeah, that's that, yo. First of all, I used to live on Eastern Parkway. I used to live on Eastern Parkway between Nostrand and Rogers. Then I lived on Park Place between Kingston and New York. I forgot. There's a park right there. So yeah. I know the area very well. Then I used to live in the Albany Projects on Bergen, between the fuck is that block? Forgot the block, man. I used to live 1400 Bergen Street. So I know the area very, very well. And they little protest, like they just doing too much, man. They doing too. All right, let's get back to the story. I'm sorry. It's just I see this shit right here. I'm just like, yo.
What happened next?
Yeah, so I was standing on the sidewalk. There were tons of people, hundreds of people in the street, on the sidewalk. Pretty much only Orthodox Jewish people, mostly men. And then there were some other neighbors like myself standing on the sidewalk just watching the scene to see what was going on.
And I want to say that's an important point because actually we had reported earlier that you were a pro-Palestine demonstrator, and that's not the case. To be clear, you were just sort of a bystander who was watching the chaos unfold in your neighborhood, right?
That's right.
Oh!
And so
No, you wasn't, bitch. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You was on some pro-Palestine shit. Somebody heard you say some shit, man. The niggas got on your ass, man. Stop the bullshit. Yeah. She was on some shit. Yeah. She looked like a pro-Palestine motherfucker, too. Even though the screen is blurred. Yeah. She was on some pro-Palestine shit, and niggas heard it. And they popped her bottle.
I understand that. Well, why did they mistake you for somebody that needed to be assaulted?
Yeah, so what happened, and it happened really quickly, was that people near me began filming, and I didn't want to be on anyone's camera roll, so I pulled up my scarf over my face. And I just want to be clear that it was not a keffiyeh. It wouldn't matter if it was, but it wasn't. And that was really, that just escalated things almost immediately. A woman began screaming at me. She was already screaming at the police. Then she started screaming at me that they needed to get me out of there. And almost immediately, a group of like 100 guys encircled me and just started.
You know, I love to talk about niggas. Like, we the only ones that commit crimes. Yeah, crime is like a fucking sport to us and shit, but you motherfuckers do it too. You guys, but you just try to pretend like you don't. Yeah, they're fucking horrible. Look at that shit.
Shouting, like, just vile insults at me. They were saying you're a waste of
space. She walking with a cop, nigga. Yo, you see this? She's walking with a cop.
You're a failed abortion. They were threatening to rape me. They were telling me to go back to Palestine. And I also just want to say that I was standing right next to a long line.
Bust that bitch in the head with a cone. Disrespectful.
And I also just want to say that I was standing right next to a long line.
God damn, girl.
And I also just want to say that I was standing right next to a long line of police, and as this began to happen, I moved closer to the police because I thought that would afford me some safety, and I was wrong because they did not do anything to intervene, and they really just stared straight ahead with their eyes glazed over as if no crime, nothing was happening before their eyes.
I want to play a little bit of the footage here, if we can roll that control room.
Is it the fact that you guys let her in? Is it the fact you guys want violence? When we were close to them,
you're literally I live here. I'm allowed to be here.
There's some weird ass motherfucker.
You want someone to bend you over and fucking rape you like they're doing to the Jews in fucking Palestine?
Yo, these niggas really think they lit, bro. Yo, these niggas really think they lit. This is crazy. Where the YNs at? Where the young niggas at? Oh, they too busy shooting each other in the fucking PJs. That's where you're at. Y'all niggas, man. Y'all need to go handle this shit right here, B. Man, you know what we used to do back in the day? We used to steal niggas' bikes, go up in them fucking areas, steal their bikes, all kind of shit, man. The 90s was rough, B. Like, Yo, I remember one of my homeboys, I thought he was crazy. Because he would just do shit. I think he was kind of like an adrenaline junkie, man. Because he would just do shit, he just needed a reason to do something. I remember I seen this dude walking and shit, and he had I think it was like a purple Jan Sport or some shit. And I said, oh shit, I like that shit. And he said, word, you like that shit? I was like, yeah. He said, you want it? I said, nah. I said, I'll get one now, you know. He's like, nah, if you want it, I'll go get it for you. I was like, what? He's like, do you want the book bag, yes or no? Sound like he said, nah, I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. No lie. He chased this fucking kid up the hill. Mind you, we're in high school. He chased this kid up the hill, and when they go up the hill, it's a building. So when you go up the hill, they disappeared. Literally, like 10 seconds later, he comes walking back down the hill with the book bag. And he gave me the book bag. I'm just like, yo, bro, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why did you do that? He said, you said you wanted the book bag. All right, man, yo, you mad ungrateful, yo. And then he walked away. That was one of my homeboys. Crazy nigga. Crazy nigga. Oh my God. Oh, I remember one day we were walking. You know how you got the crosswalk. They got like the lines and shit, and the two-sided lines with the lines going through it. The crosswalk for the pedestrians when they had a red light. Somebody pulled up and parked in the crosswalk. This nigga jumps on the hood of the car and walks over the car and jumps off. Then turns back and looks at the nigga. I don't know what the fuck was in the water back then. Like, shit was just bonkers. Like you niggas is bonkers today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bonkers. We were bonkers, but y'all are bonkers on a different level. Like, y'all are bonkers 25 to life bonkers. We is maybe 10, 15 maybe to life. 10 or 15 year bonkers. Y'all niggas is just going away for good, conspiracy, shit like that. Like, yo, nah, Rico, y'all are Rico bonkers. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that shit. Word. But this shit here is crazy. They need to go and teach these boys a lesson.
And you can see in that video the police standing there. You pay taxes to be protected by the police. They're standing there in that video. And so how did you end up getting out of the situation? Was anybody other than the police trying to help? What happened as you tried to get away from that harassment?
Yeah, so as I tried to leave the situation to get away, another officer from somewhere else on the street came over and he saw this mob following me and he tried to.
If that was a group of niggas, they'd have took action, guaranteed. That was a group of black kids doing that shit, they'd have took action.
Home. And so we walked in the direction of my home, and this mob of men followed. And as they followed, they were again saying, "Go back to Palestine," and in Hebrew shouting death to Arabs. They were kicking me in the back repeatedly. They were throwing things at my head. They hurled a trash can at me. They threw a traffic cone at me. They were spitting. It was really scary. And at a certain point, I realized
that's what they was doing to Jesus, baby.
That empty Glock in his chest.
That's what they was doing to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why a lot of motherfuckers don't like them niggas, man. That's why a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't fuck with them, man. Because they be on some entitled bullshit, and the cops let them niggas do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's why when you see when that shit popped up with the niggas, you saw what the niggas did. They took shit into their own hands. Cause them cops gonna let them niggas do what they want to do. They're like really afraid of them. They think they're gonna get them fired or some shit like that, man. So they just let them rock out, you know. But the niggas, they was like, oh nah. They turned the car
over to driver. In apparent retaliation, a rabbinical student from Australia was fatally stabbed by a black youth. For 3 nights, the streets seized.
I didn't even get out to the gate. So 10 guys helped me beat me up.
That little boy and the little girl, somebody got to pay for that.
Hey, it's powerful niggas.
Nigga said, that little boy and that little girl, somebody got to pay for that. Somebody got to pay for that. Somebody got to pay for that, Pop. That was some gangster shit. I like that. Said, that little boy and that little girl, somebody got to pay for that. He was right, man. He was right, kid. Can't come around here doing that shit. You gonna run motherfuckers over and then talk shit.
And the little girl.
So 10 guys helped me beat me up.
That little boy and the little girl, somebody got to pay for that.
On a warm August day in 2013, a contrasting scene of tranquility on both sides of Eastern Parkway, the boundary of the black and Jewish neighborhoods, both groups going about their daily lives, peacefully shopping, strolling, even in the case of many young Lubavitchers on their way to work, fulfilling the biblical obligation to open thy hand wide to the poor.
Time has taken its course and it's gotten better.
Oh, thank you.
Richard Green, a community organizer, has worked tirelessly for 2 decades to keep the peace here. And he agrees. 1991, he says,
was an opportunity now for us to come together and blend our great ideas and blend our energies and make something happen for this community as well as an example for others.
A new group has been moving into Crown Heights, young professionals from Manhattan seeking a more affordable lifestyle.
I'm young, I'm white, I'm post-grad school. Even though there's growing pains whenever a new group like, the group that I am part of and the gentrification that's happening in the neighborhood, there are growing pains when new groups come into the neighborhood, but I think it's very different than it was 22 years ago.
A religious leader.
Yeah, no, they fucking y'all up. And Jews is fucking y'all up. They just threw a cone at Shorty head. Like, bitch, you fuck with Palestine, bitch. They up there set yeah, they set tripping on Palestine people up there, kid. I bet you if I put on a fucking Palestine shirt and walk down that bitch, they ain't gonna say shit. Guarantee. I should do that shit and fucking go live. I just got and I don't even fuck with either one of them niggas. I don't fuck with either one of them. Palestine or the other one. I don't fuck with either one of them niggas. But I don't like that shit. $12. Right there. Oh, nah, this shit lit right here. Look at this one. Ooh. Ooh. shit tough, nigga. It don't look tough when they wear it. But that shit tough. All those niggas would be tight. You ain't gonna do nothing. Nothing.
Just optimistic about the future.
I think it's more about being neighbors, sharing the community.
In the playground off New York Avenue, a tableau that fits the rabbi's words. White and black kids enjoying the beauty of a summer day. Frolicking children. Teenagers playing basketball. A Hasidic Jew and a black man in heated discussion about the Trayvon Martin case. Times have changed in Crown Heights.
Of course we want community. You don't believe me, you don't think I'll go play basketball there, right?
Yes, we talk to the Jewish, they talk to us, and we don't have nothing against them. I bring my grandkids here and...
Yeah, you know, that's cool, man. But I'll tell you like this, man. That brother said, yo, that little boy and that little girl, somebody got to pay for that. That was gangster. I like that. All right, oh, no, wait, I was about to show you something. Second portion. So, yo, there was a big ass boat that fucking crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, bro. I don't understand how they let some shit like that happen. All it is a Google search, my man. I Googled the shit. How tall what's the clearance of the Brooklyn fucking bridge? They told me it was 127 feet. That stupid ass boat was 160 feet, bro. Come on, man. Why would you do some dumb shit like that? You know what I'm saying? I could just Google this shit. I'm bugging. Man, hold on. Sure I am. That's fucked up, right? But you know what's really fucked up? Is that there was people on that shit. There were people on there. Let me see if they got...
¿Quieres hacer un video estético? Y de repente choca el velero en el puente de Brooklyn. ¿Quieres hacer un video estético? Y de repente choca el velero en el puente de Brooklyn.
Nah, don't do that to me, man. Come on, man.
Cassie Ventura, the defense played an audio clip about 2 or 3 minutes where Cassie Ventura is seen, or heard, I should say, threatening someone because of a video clip she's worried about that they have of a freak-off. In this audio, she's heard saying at least 4 or 5 times, "I will kill you." She said, "I will do it in a way that there's no blood on my hands, and then when I'm done killing you, somebody else is going to kill you." It was interesting to hear her.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Listen, don't fall for that bitch shit. Oh, why they doing this? Did he erase it? Oh. Damn, this bitch going to jail. She shot 4 men. Who allegedly jumped her brother, kid. Oh, well. They jumped and pistol whipped her little brother. And niggas just was not having that. Damn. Yeah, he got rid of it. Fuck. There was 4, where that shit at? He had the up close picture of those motherfucking people on there. Hold on, man. I gotta find this shit. Oh, this shit was just whatever. He had the lights. There were people on them fucking. I'll try to get a good angle of where we can see the people. Let me see if we can see it here. I can't find one, man. Where the lights at, like on top of the lights, those are people. Look, we're gonna look around here. You're gonna be able to see somebody fucking fall. Ah, why'd you do that? Let me see.
Porque es que se puede chocar. Con el muelle se va a chocar. ¡Oye, se chocó! ¡Se chocó! ¡Stop! ¡Stop! ¡Se chocó! ¡Oh my God! ¡Se chocó! ¡Córranse de ahí! ¡Háganse! ¡Háganse! ¡Se van a chocar!
Yeah, you niggas fucked up. Right there. You see there's people up there. You see up there? Right here. Right here. These are people up there. Right up here. You see him? There's another nigga right here. You see this one hanging right here? You see him hanging? You see his feet? There was people up on that shit. Up on this one too. Look, you see them right there. They sitting on the beam. Then there goes some more sitting on the beam right here. There was people on that shit.
Se rompieron las velas arriba, todo. ¿Qué pasó? Mira ese chico colgando.
People up on that shit, man.
Midieron la altura proporcional al puente de Brooklyn. No, pero se midieron el contramuelle. Sí, no midieron la altura con.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. There was a tugboat right there.
Mira ese chico colgado.
See, some people walking up, some people coming down. See? Motherfuckers is like hanging from that shit. So they couldn't even really get off because they got a harness on. So if they were just up there, and that's when that shit hit the fucking pole, hit the bridge, they couldn't even move or climb down.
Tiene que hablar claro. Mira, hay uno que está colgando que no se está ni moviendo. Lo tuvieron que sí, mira que hay alguien que está golpeado que no se está ni moviendo. Allá los que estaban en la parte de arriba, mira. Los que estaban arriba.
Mad people on that shit.
Lastimado contra el puente. Hay uno que no se está ni moviendo. Espera, mira. Este chico que está al lado del otro, hay uno que se ve los pies y no se ve nada de movimiento. Míralo allí. Dios mío. Se tuvieron que haber dado duro.
They was on that shit like roaches. I don't know who the nigga in charge of that shit was, but he fucked up. He fucked up. You ain't checked the height, bro. It should say 127 feet. And your dumbass boat 160 feet. Shit crazy. But anyway, alright, man, yo, I'm about to upload this and shit, and I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.